So whenever you talk about Tony Hawk's, a big part of it was obviously the career, but it was the creator park. You spent hours doing this. Now, you can make your own, you can join on other people's, so I'm going to give you the full rundown on how you make your own, how you download, what do you kind of do. So you've got the hub here. This is the standard. Obviously, this is where you play everybody else's, but we're going to focus mainly on creating our own. So you can see we've got my park. We can also search if needed. So we're going to go create a park. Now, obviously with this, you've got a few different starts, so you can see it'll give you the welcome and all of this good stuff. And realistically, the main thing with the park is you're either making a certain zone for you to do a specific challenge, you're either making a nice little theme area sort of thing, you're kind of making like a certain type of park, like if you're going for just ramps, or you are making a full-on kind of like city park. Now, all of the options, obviously everything is kind of given to you, like you can say go back, rotate, place, elevate. You could do the kind of lot really with it. So that's going to be as standard when you kind of go with it. It's pretty easy to kind of get on board with. So if we have a look at all of it, you got the quarter pipes. Now obviously with these sort of things you can go place and then you can kind of zoom it next to them, so you can kind of add a double next to them like that. Obviously if I back out of this, I can go ahead and, as you can see, you'll be able to pick up the next sort of thing as well. You could also press Y to delete, X to style. If you wanted to change it up, you can change it to metal, and then obviously you've got wood as well and also concrete. You can then undo, so you can zoom it back round, and you can obviously then go back off there. You can clone if you hold, so I can do another one and I can do it like that. Again, I can rotate if I wanted to make one that is very, very similar on that side. So that is the standard when it comes to just making these sort of options. Then obviously if you wanted to try it out just randomly right now, if you hold RT and thingy and the Windows button, I can go ahead and actually skate it just to see if it fits in the way that I want. Obviously, you've got to have a bit more of a park than just this, but in general, it's just to know that you can do it. So I can then go back out. We can then go back into the pieces. So obviously, we'll run through a few of them. Obviously, you've got, I'm going to zoom it this way, deck extension, deck over vert A, vert B, long deck, medium deck, short deck, corner inside deck, corner outside deck, long and medium. We then have short, corner inside, and we'll kind of just go through, you can read, I'm assuming. Long, tall, all that jazz, and then pretty much just everything makes itself sort of thing. Like you're utilizing all these parts specifically to be able to make a bigger one. It's not just on its own as such. You've actually got the full half pipe if you want here, if you're going for that. You've also then got the half pipe as well, rolling 8 foot, 12 foot, 16, and that's going to be all the quarter pipes. We then also have ramps. We have tall, medium, small, large, wide, mini volcano, medium, and mega. We then go on to the fun boxes. We have the Tokyo low wall, Tokyo mega, multi-step, Rio fun box, short rails, wall rails, octo low, tall, wide tall, roller, and then we go square low, large, tall, wide tall, and that's going to be all the fun boxes. So we actually have quite a few. This is pretty cool. You got a decent amount of options as well. We'll kind of just run through them then and just see what we've got. Obviously, the pools are going to be something to kind of almost like a half pipe sort of thing. You can obviously go up and down in the ground as well. Floors as standard. These are going to be pretty cool if you wanted to make a higher level up or something like that. You obviously then have the rainbows. We have the Red Bull wall long. Nice. So a few decent ones across. Obviously, like with the half pipes, you can add these together. They are standard, so they are interchangeable sort of thing, and then you could kind of add this together to make more of a turn-in, and then obviously you can just do it like that. So if you wanted to make a longer rail as such, you can obviously do that as well. We then go medium to high, so we can obviously go from up to from a higher building to lower. And then we kind of got the standards across the board, really. It's not bad. We also have part complexity as well, as you can see on the bottom right. That's at 1% currently. So obviously, the more you have in there, the better it is, but also how complex it is, like literally as it says. So whether you want that really high or not is going to be the big question. We then have a few different kind of extras. These are like scenic stuff, a little bit of decorations, kind of just your standard trees across the board. Again, it's going to be stuff that you either jump over, you just have in the background. Again, we've got billboards, so you got landmarks sort of thing. That's pretty cool. You have an airplane that you can go over. You've got things that you can go over there. Nice little rail, Joey sculpture. Okay, you've got quite a few things. You've got the lovely. You got the Tony Hawk skater sign, and then as you go into dynamic props, these are just going to be standard stuff again. That's just going to be in your park as such. Nothing too crazy going on. Then we also have the smart sweeps. This is a smart piece. Smart pieces can be edited. Okay, sick. So this is basically what I was talking about with like the rail or something like that. It would be that you can obviously go ahead and add more to it, so you don't necessarily have to then sit. You can literally just make a you can even bend it. Okay, and then can I add it again, and then it okay, so that's pretty cool. So it could come back on itself sort of thing. So again, that's always interesting to see. Obviously then if you kind of go, we can change, what can we change on this? Is this upwards? Oh, okay. Oh. And then if I change this one. Nice. Okay, so yeah, so it's pretty much as it kind of stands really. You kind of add different levels to it. That's very interesting if you wanted to make something extra from it. You can obviously make it into stairs. Okay, that's pretty cool. So you could definitely make a lot of different options there. That's pretty interesting in itself. So a lot of smart sweeps that you can kind of go with, and you could kind of make them away. We've got smart lumps as well if you wanted to. You got just a block. Smart rails, so this is exactly like that rail. You'll be able to kind of make it however you kind of want as such. Obviously, it's got to be skatable. So if I make it kind of like the complete right angle, it's not going to look right. So you have to be realistic with it as well. It's not going to fully work. Like, you can probably go around, but it isn't going to look right in this. So just always be aware of that. We also then have NPCs. We can have aggressive boost pad. Okay, that's pretty sick. So you can actually have like a little bit of turbo in here. Ooh. So, okay, I like that. Music block, music. And then we also have goals. Okay, so yeah, this is going to be basically where you can kind of put stuff and kind of have everything in there. That's pretty cool. So basically, if you've ever played Tony Hawk's before, you normally have certain things like secret tapes, collect goals, smash goals to do in the park. You basically can make your own. So if you wanted to make a combo, I could put C over here, I can go put O over here, and you can make it kind of how you want. So you've got to figure out how you do it. So I like it. That's pretty cool. So in general, that's going to be just the standard option at the end. And that is pretty much everything when it comes to it. Obviously then from there you save it, you can publish it if you want, take screenshots, all that jazz. Obviously with this one I'm not going to save it. It is most definitely not worth the time looking at. But in general, I'm very happy with it. It's as standard as you like. It's updated, it's revamped. You can also check out other parks that will kind of show you how you do in a different video. But unpublished, last published, my parks, and it's all gotta be there.